Good evening. This is your shoutcasters, the Dark Hope, Vaughn, that's me, and my fellow shoutcaster, Thunder KC. Today we're going to be shoutcasting a few ranked games. One of our friends happens to be in this one. We'll let you guess who based on some of our comments in game. Today is the 4th of November, 2014. It is 8 o'clock EST. How you doing, Casey?
I'm doing good, Vaughn. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to trashing our mutual friend on all of his bad mistakes. How about you?
I also looking forward to see how these players go. This is a Gold 2 Elo, and solo queue, anything can happen. So
Yeah, I mean,
take a quick look at the pick bans here. We don't really get to see any of the ban champions, but in the bot lane we have Ezreal and Morgana going against a Caitlyn Nami. Who do you think has the advantage there?
honestly, I would say the Ezreal Morgana because of Morgana's spell shield. Ezreal can outpoke Caitlyn to an extent. Depends on how the Ezreal plays it. That part's a skill matchup from what I've played personally. Nami.
I've played a lot of Nami, especially going into the Morgana, because if you remember, I'd say about 3 or 4 months ago, Morgana was super flavor of the month support, everyone crying OP nerf. Riot never actually nerfed her, but she did fall off. I don't know how, it's just how the game goes sometimes, it's what they call the meta. And I really like the Caitlyn Nami over that, but let's go ahead and move on to mid lane. We have a Jace going against an Ahri, and also in the jungle, Udyr versus Elise, and in the top lane, Wukong versus Aurelia. So, what do you think about this?
All I'd know is if I see another Madstone Udyr, I'm going to cry myself to sleep because that is so frustrating to have to deal with.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. We could thank the good Lord Trick2G himself.
I know, right?
It's funny, in every game I play, though, we do see an Udyr. We don't call him Udyr, we call him Trick.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of calling him anything else?
Yeah. Alright, we're loading in here. You can take note of the Wukong going Ignite over the Aurelia's teleport. So that gives Wukong a definite lane advantage. But
That dragon advantage.
exactly, the teleport, if Aurelia uses that teleport to help her team, it will definitely be more beneficial than a solo lane Ignite. What else jumps at you here?
The flavor of the month, Jace mid, which happened after the most recent finals from the LCS.
Oh, yes.
I already. Oh, and it's a. Sorry.
Do you know which pro? Oh, it's fine. I interrupted you. I should work on that. But do you know which pro played Jace so much that made everyone want to play Jace?
I honestly don't.
His name's Pawn, and he played on the champion final Samsung White. And go back and watch some of his replays. It was disgusting.
So, not only is it an Udyr, but it's a Spirit Guard Udyr. So you already know the Madstone is incoming. Just ready, roaring to go.
You should know.
Yeah.
Okay, we are in game, and everyone's buying their items in Fountain. Solo queues, so not everyone's quick to get out. Everyone's doing last-minute bathroom breaks, getting whatever they need to eat, whatever the case may be. What do you think are good level 1 strats in solo queue?
Well, with the teams that they have right now, well, in solo queue in general, I try to stay away from invades unless we have an obvious champion like Blitzcrank. Because if you don't invade with Blitzcrank, then why did you pick Blitzcrank? Well, that's basically what it boils down to.
So you're saying in this game right here, you would not invade?
I would not invade because how strong really is Elise's level 1? Irelia is level 1. Jace is level 1. The only thing they have is Morgana Q, which, if done correctly, could definitely lead to a kill. But the same could be said if they go in, they miss their Q, and then Nami gets a bubble. And then Udyr starts bear stance, because he's going to need a heavy leash. So in some junglers might consider that worth it. I wouldn't.
I'm looking at some of the runes and masteries these players took down. Maybe we could lull Nexus sometime, but I'm just looking at stats right now. Ahri took no magic resist going in this mid lane, which is smart, going against the Jace. Jace, lots of magic resist, so that's pretty even there.
Tons of magic resist. Oh, and one thing I want to point out is Udyr has not health potions, but biscuits. So that's a utility Udyr we're watching right now, which means he's probably going to be farming hardcore. Because from what I understand of the whole Udyr mentality is, I farm, you lane, cry about it if you lose.
Very true, and that Udyr comes out of the jungle, you know, whenever he decides to, and he's a beast, you know, he just spawns. It's really puts a lot of pressure on his team if the enemy jungler recognizes that and is really gank heavy. So we'll see how the Elise plays it.
With an Elise jungle, I feel like she should be ganking a lot, unless she got stuck with the role. I mean, she was last pick, so unless their team was you know, generous. Oh.
That brings up a huge point of which champions you should take, you know, based off the matchup or if, how comfortable you are on those champions. Especially at this gold elo, it's who knows why you know people are picked.
So I don't know if you're looking at top, but interesting set of trades that now. Oh, Irelia busting out the flash after Wukong ignited, barely living. Now she's gonna have the advantage in lane once she teleports back. Short of a flash, of course.
Yeah, Irelia had to burn flash. Wukong burned Ignite. Ignite's a way shorter cooldown. But if Wukong doesn't recall, Irelia should have the advantage, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't know if you're looking at the bottom lane, but the constant pings are kind of giving me cancer. One ping should be good enough in my book, but not solo queues.
Really hard before he hit level 2, but they look semi-even now, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, the Morgana Q, but first blood.
Better than Morgana Q.
Yep.
I played a lot of Nami into the Morgana when Morgana was huge. Very successful on the Nami.
I feel like if Morgana had faster, I bet you she's only playing her because she's a flavor of the month. Because the time that it took her, oh well, kill mid lane.
You see what happened there?
Bottom lane I did not. I was watching mid lane.
Ari flashed to get the charm on Jace, and Jace just didn't flash and react and just got all in. You see that kill bot lane?
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Man, your typical solo queue game. Oh, the Ezreal save with the heal. God bless her soul.
Alright, so let's just take stock. 3-0 blue team. Let's just take stock of what happened just there. We had a solo kill mid lane with Ari on Jace. We had the bot lane. They tried to... Oh, look at the... Oh my goodness.
Wait, I'm gonna... hold on. I'm gonna rewind. I just want to watch this happen. Alright, let's watch the wild Elise. Oh man, she's got this right. God forbid she let her fucking her little spiderlings. Oh, and then she lost her armor bonus. I can't even. Alright, well I'm gonna skip past.
We were just talking about the comfort.
Yep.
On why some of these players pick these champions.
Oh, I'm currently at live right now. They had a pretty favorable trade to some extent. Now Nami's kind of short of mana, while Ezreal's kind of short on health, but he got health potions. Caitlyn backing. How much gold does she have? 1,300.
Wow, so close to that BF sword, but not quite. It's really saying something how Nami's still able to have even trades after Morgana got a recall, and Nami still has not based.
Fact.
It's just showing the matchup there that Morgana, it's tough to make an impact against a good Nami.
The constant fight top lane. I mean, this Irelia is sure slacking. Oh, the gank from Elise. There goes the stun. Misses. Spiderling. Not today, Wukong told her. Not today.
At least they got the flash out of that, so it's not all for naught.
Yeah, but I mean, you played jungle for a good minute. Like, how frustrating was it that every time you went to a lane, you were the one busting flashes?
It is frustrating, but at the same time, like, it's only frustrating when it's constantly you. Like, the first couple of times, you know, it's a positive thing. It gets you in that right mentality. You say, okay, I'm doing something positive. And that's really what jungle's all about. It's just being efficient. Being efficient, that all your movements are beneficial to your team in somehow, some way. But getting the flash, well, you know, if they play passive on it, and it just comes back up and nothing ever happens, you know, it turns out that it didn't really mean anything. But if either the Aurelia, especially with her flash coming up within the next minute or so, can take advantage of that. You know, look at the CS. Aurelia, even though she got bullied out with that early ignite, had to base her. Look at the CS. Aurelia's playing really well.
36 to 18. You have a very solid point there. You know, that is the third Q from Elise. Oh wait, I'm sorry, not Q. E, her stun, that I've seen her miss in a gank.
That's true, and the Elise ganks are all about the cocoon. You live and die by it. If you hit them, great gank. If not, ugh.
Just walk away like it never happened.
Yeah. It's just really frustrating. You're trying to be efficient, and especially after that top lane, it was really interesting seeing the Aurelia get the stun on the Wukong, and then Elise missing the cocoon on a stun target. It's just, wait, what more can you ask for?
This Morgana with her Qs though, I might have to retract my statement. Maybe she just had a slight moment earlier where she forgot what to do as a Morgana. But she's been landing her Qs like it's going out of style. Ooh, the stolen blue by Udyr and Ahri. Meanwhile, Elise is in their blue side jungle.
True, and the point we made before games come to fruition, Udyr has not ganked a single lane yet, but it doesn't matter. His team is up 3 kills to nothing, so this looks really good for blue team.
Especially good for Udyr because he really doesn't have to come out of lane. And we will look what we also call. Do you see those items on Udyr? Because I see them.
We do, Elise, with the present, with the either they walked through the ward, they saw Ahri wearing the blue buff. So Elise with the nice jungle movement to go get her blue buff of her own. Evening out that jungle pressure.
I don't know if you were just looking bottom lane, but Morgana, I have yet to see miss a Q in the last 3 minutes.
And
But
it's really good for Morgana's confidence. It's got to be, you know, you're playing really well, but look at how this lane's going. It's going to farm, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but if you're landing all those Qs, you'd like something to happen, but just Nami is just, there's nothing they can do after they land the Q because of how Nami kind of counters Morgana.
I also feel like the Ezreal's playing as passive as possible because of that early kill and assist lead that Caitlyn has.
Absolutely.
Which, you can't really blame him. This is solo queue. It's bound to happen, but...
Right. It's just hard to, it's hard to be effective in your lane with one player on one page and another on the
other.
Yeah, they can't exactly communicate. Flash cocoon mid lane.
Yeah, and that cocoon would actually hit too.
Yep.
Elise was like, finally, my first cocoon all game. Oh, are we about to see an ult from Caitlyn? What level is she? Oh, she had her ult. She didn't have enough mana to use it. Oh, I bet you she's not feeling very happy.
And by the way, the point of the flashes we made earlier with the Elise top lane forcing the Wukong flash, Elise also, she forced her own flash to do it, but just forced Ahri's flash now. Now Ahri's a lot more mobile than Wukong is with her ultimate, but that's still a second flash forced by on a jungler gank in the lane, see if they can take advantage.
Well, I mean, looking at the cooldowns for summoner spells, Wukong's flash is about to be up, but what's happened top lane? Just straight bullying, which... it's not that bad, but also, look at Aurelia's items.
Look at Wukong on the row.
Oh. That was a good roam by Wukong, in my opinion.
Yes. You never argue with the kill. That puts the blue team up 4 kills to nothing.
Oh, Elise with the cocoon, but it does not pan out whatsoever. Honestly, in that type of situation, if that Nami used her ult, I feel like that would have resulted in at least 1 or 2 kills. But yeah, it was 2v3, so I kind of understand why they didn't. Oh, mid tower gone, by the way.
Right, the Trick 2G came out of the jungle and they had 3 men mid lane with the Jace death and the Elise bot lane. There was nothing. Aurelia did the best she could to defend, but it was just a really good rotation on blue team.
And now they're rotating bottom lane.
Blue team has no idea.
Look at this selfish Morgana with that shield. Oh, look, another kill. 1 for Wukong. Score is 5-0 now. They're about to get this bottom tower. They are taking no prisoners.
With a 3.2k gold lead, they're looking at Dragon, and purple team has nothing to respond with.
They don't even know they're doing it.
Oh, and they lost another tower. This gold lead is gonna balloon. This gold lead is going to balloon to something huge. The purple team, if they don't make a move, I mean, this is super close to being, team could rage at each other. Super close to being tilt here, and could easily turn into a snowball.
That is a fact. And honestly, it kind of looks like blue team's looking at red team and asking if you want to build a snowman. I mean, what more can you really say at this? 5-0, 12 minutes in. Udyr had, last I checked, 15 stacks. Already at 17.
Oh my, he's really close to a Pharaoh Flare. Look at the spot lane go aggressive.
I mean, can you blame him? Oh.
Yes, Caitlyn's up 11. Oh, with a beautiful tilt over Peacemaker to finish off the Morgana.
Like, no ult needed.
0-1. BF sword to Phage, looking huge. Nami just standing there, probably just relishing what her AD carry just done.
Yeah. I like the swag step from Caitlyn on Ezreal's Q. Oh!
This game.
Oh, well, here comes another kill. I bet you the knees coming. Oh, no. Yep, there it is. He even stopped because there was no point in running.
Ezreal knew. Now, if you look at the gold, alright, if you're playing a game and you're down 8 kills to nothing, you're pretty demotivated. You're pretty upset that this game is going so badly. But if you look at the gold, okay, it's now 6k. It's getting. This is the point in the game right now. This is, I would say, around their last chance. Now, anything could happen in a League of Legends game. One team is fully quite never out of it, but when you're down 6k, you're very dangerously to just give up the game completely. If you look at the farm top lane, Aurelia is up huge on this Wukong, but it hasn't panned out to anything in the game, anything positive for purple team.
Yeah, if anything, Wukong, having not taken the teleport, yet still been more of a threat to the enemy team. Oh, why screen? Wow, look at that health, 50, man, so close. Had to exchange flashes there.
As that top lane skirmish happened, I really surprised Wukong lived that. Aurelia seemed like she had the step on her, but you make a really good point with the Wukong with Ignite over Aurelia teleport, out roaming the Aurelia.
Look at this Ahri's health. Sorry for interrupting, but 20 health. What is with these literally by the teeth escapes? Like, I don't care what you're gonna do.
When you're hot, you're hot.
You have Morgana kill though.
Really nice shutdown. It's only the support though, so it's not gonna mean too much. But at least purple team's on the board. That's gotta mean something for their mentality. The reason why Ahri was so low is because Trick2G, the Udyr, and the Ahri just tower dived the Jace, who was trying to farm with less than half health. Ahri with 3 stacks of her ult is very mobile, not afraid to tower dive and clean them up.
I mean, can you blame her?
It's not giving the respect that Ahri deserved there.
They're at the point of the game, in my opinion, where bottom lane is so big, they can do one of two things. They can either team fight death ball, and you come near me, you die, and just take towers a hardcore way, or a good old-fashioned way, or split push like this, ward up really good, make 2 or 3 people come out to try and stop you.
Absolutely. Looks like blue team wants to keep this lane phase going as long as possible, which with a 9-1 score, I mean, you can't blame them at all. Aurelia with the teleport up is trying to make something happen for his team. He has a pretty big lead. Or let's check gold. Let's see how he's got 3,900. No, Wukong has the gold even with the CS because of the global objectives of 2 towers. Vaughn, you want to call this?
Oh, so look at this Jace. Oh, it looks like they might get Caitlyn. Oh, they missed Ezreal. The Nami disengage. Got a shutdown on Caitlyn finally. Here comes the Trick2G jungler. Oh, but the Q stops him in his tracks. Turtle stances. Oh, he's not getting away. The exhaust comes out. Oh, the Morgana ult killing Udyr. This Nami is as good as fried fish. So delicious.
To try and bring the game back. They're trying to salvage this game. They don't want to give up just yet.
Oh.
Oh wait, I can clean this up. I can do it.
Oh, look at that health. Look at that health, Morgana. 8 health.
Just did not have the guts to pull the trigger on the 1v3. Could have been his brilliant moment, but just didn't have the guts.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, that could have easily been a triple kill. Easily. The only problem was the fact of how, like, Jace at least had half health, but after that Q hit, I would have gone all in, balls to the wall. Sean John, notice me.
Right, and I mean, it really makes you wonder why the Ari didn't. Like, why be so scared? I mean, your team's been playing so well all game, and the first time purple team makes a good play, you get passive. Like,
And you don't shut them down.
Absolutely.
Like,
Just single-handedly, that Ari just could have destroyed purple team's mentality of like, oh, they're on the upswing, they just made a good play, they had a great roam bottom, they basically 4v3'd them, 3 for nothing on the kills, and now Ari could have just sent it right back to purple team, or blue team rather, but just decided to be passive. So we'll see how that bones her.
I mean, like, the best analogy I could give to what Ari just did was, like, let's say you're playing basketball at the home court. Oh, well, Ari at least got caught, no surprise. But let's say you're playing basketball in your home court, and some random dude just comes and tries to play thinking like they own the place, and you let them play. It's not something you're supposed to do. Oh, another Dragon to Trick 2G. Who would have thought?
You know he does.
Yeah. I mean, with the new changes, might as well. Oh, I thought he got the steal for a second there. I was about to be so amazed.
If Jace would have timed up his Q through the gate along with the Ezreal, if they would have coordinated that, they could have put serious pressure on that Udyr to smite. Had a serious chance of stealing, but this is solo queue.
God forbid anything smart happened in solo queue. Case in point, Mad Stone Udyr.
I mean, look, he's 0-1-1 with 92 cents. He almost has as much farms as his laners, which if you've ever played jungle, is extremely hard to do.
Oh, the balls to the wall, Ezreal. Not today, he says. Not today. Oh, the Elise jumping on the. Almost ulted Caitlyn. Ari had a freaking. Irelia coming after the Nami. Flash forward from the Elise. The Nami ult. Not enough to save Ari. Elise warping up. Oh, the hammer move or hammer attack from freaking Jace to get Wukong away. Irelia is just like, I don't want prisoners. I want dead bodies. Come at me, bro.
Would you believe the purple team being down 8 kills to 0, 6k gold lead in a solo queue game, decided that it's not going down like that.
Like,
real game.
I mean,
We're gonna take full advantage.
as I'm sure some of our viewers watch Game of Thrones, what do we say to death? Not today.
I'm not a Game of Thrones watcher myself, but no, they're getting greedy. They're trying to get another objective.
Overstaying the single reason why you always get your lead thrown in solo queue. I mean,
Mad things though, hurting my ears, and I'm not even playing.
yeah, like, did you ping enough? I'm just curious, cause is this gonna be another execute? Is this gonna be another execute? Okay.
Elise is just having a terrible time. Looks like she doesn't know how to.
It wasn't blind. She had warded.
Oh, she had it warded? Okay, well, just to put the futility to fruition, just like to put it basically at a climax, like, at least had some good plays in team fights, but just throughout her jungle has just been mechanically off point.
Oh, the Q from Morgana. The ult just to start off the fight. It looks like they're going hard on the Ari. They're peeling. Here comes the Nami ult. I'm calling it right now. Once they get a good shot. Oh, yep, there it is. Irelia's down. The Morgana ult comes out. Jace ain't having none of that.
So
Oh.
they don't know what to do as a team. The flashes come out. Mikhail's on Ari, so she gets away. So much disengage from this blue team here.
Hey, they're playing it right. Oh, the Wukong flank. Oh, that was a great hammer by freaking Jace. Wukong learned the meaning of why you don't 1v4 no matter how big your lead is. Unless you're Darius or Jax.
Unless you have dunkish abilities.
Yeah.
So with that Wukong, look at the Trick 2D still farming the jungle, even though all this team fighting is happening. He is still 0-1-2 with 22 kills up on the game total. Just, See, like, the farming style, it was working in the beginning because his team was playing so well, but now that his team's starting to lose fights, he really needs to get his ass out of the jungle and start helping his team.
But, I mean, at the same time, what could he have really done in that situation? He has nothing ranged. He literally is straight basic attack. So, I guess he was in the opinion, you know what, I might as well do something useful. That's the best excuse I could give him. And that's a long shot.
But you have to think that that purple team chased blue team for a total of, I would say, around 15 to 30 whole seconds all the way down the mid lane. And Wukong noticed that and roamed from top. Now, if Udyr roamed with that Wukong, that could have turned that 1v4 into a 2v4, and maybe it could have had a different outcome. But instead, Udyr kept farming the jungle while Wukong wanted to make that an advantage for blue team, and it's just
And
the jungle only style is really hurting his team right now after having that huge lead. If you look at the gold, they still have a good gold lead. It's not thrown yet. As I'm sure they felt like they've thrown their lead. It's not thrown yet. They still have a pretty good lead.
and
How the champions scale, I would say Udyr outscales Elise into the late game very hard.
yeah, especially with the way she's building.
Jason Ari kind of have similar scaling. You know, they're both very strong in the late game. They're both very strong in all facets of the game. Caitlyn, Ezreal. Now, depending on what build this Ezreal's gonna go, I mean, I would imagine Ezreal outscales the Caitlyn, but we got a scrap here mid lane. Looks like the teams are starting to group.
Ezreal's trying to get some good cues, but it doesn't matter with Ari's passive. And one thing I also want to bring up, Bing, you were saying, you know, the whole late game scale and whatnot, and the gold lead. Not only do they have more gold, but if you pay attention to kills, the gold is where it needs to be. Where on purple side, or blue side, excuse me, purple side on the other hand, 4 out of the 10 kills is in their support. She's building accordingly too, but that nonetheless.
Look at this engage by this Wukong in the mid lane.
Engage so hard, motherfuckers want to try him. And they tried him. But it looks like it's going to be blue side. Oh, wait, the teleport from Irelia. Can she clean this up? Can she? Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be cleaned up today. I bet you. Q from Wukong. Yup, there it is. Oh, the ace. That has to be a tower if they can get the minions in time. Looking at the spawn timers, 12 seconds. Oh, they're not even going to humor it. They could have easily gotten the tower there. But instead, it looks like they're going to get the dragon.
It ended up being a 5-for-1 in blue team's favor just to get the mentality of the throw completely out of their mind. And they're going to top it off with the dragon to boot. Gold leads around 6.5k right now. It's probably going to be around 7.5k after the dragon. The ball's really in blue team's court. They have all the advantages. Let's see if purple team could come back yet again after they've been down the entire game. They've done a really good job on coming back after being down huge, but that might just be because of the blue team's inability to coordinate how they should play out their lead.
Yeah, that's the problem with solo queue. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are as a player. Communication and wards is what wins games. And what I have noticed by looking at the map, that red team is taking the warding pretty seriously. I don't think there's been a single moment where Baron hasn't been warded. You know, they kind of had some trouble with dragon warding because they're constantly pinking it. But any good jungler is going to pink it. So that's to be expected.
Especially a jungler that's trying to solo the dragon, which Elise can do. Elise can solo the dragon around level 6 or 7, which we didn't see it because the other team has a Trick 2G. And
We all know how that goes.
yeah.
Man, we talk about Trick 2G. Oh, hold on. Oh, the engage from Ari onto there. Caitlyn gets a kill with a Q, or with her ult. Morgana gets a Q onto Udyr. Ari goes in, no cares given. Gets a charm, the orb. Dead goes most of their gold. Morgana's down. They're gonna take a tower, and they're not gonna have any regrets about it. They're probably gonna get an inhibitor off this too.
And the gold lead has ballooned to 10k, and it just the Elise is dancing. It's just the mindset of the purple team is just probably shot. They've probably all been given up now.
Now I'm looking at Ezreal's items, and I'm kind of disappointed because after that Triforce, seeing that Wukong and Udyr, their main front line, has at least one armor item at least halfway built, which was around the time he finished his Triforce, he should have immediately gone Last Whisper, because it doesn't matter if you have that Blade of the Ruin King or that Infinity Edge. If they have 150 to 200 armor, what's going to happen? Nothing. The Baron call, though, it seems like the other team doesn't really know but has an idea, but it's too late.
It's just not looking good for purple team whatsoever. Blue team just doing everything right now. You make a really good point with the Ezreal, but at the same time, he doesn't have much gold to work with. Another team fight's breaking out.
Oh, that Wukong. The Suicide Pact, wasting Baron. Oh, the cocoon on the Caitlyn. Can they turn this fight into their favor, even with the Baron being gone? Oh, and they go after Udyr? Come on, Jace. And that's game. Unless, Udyr feels like just farming.
5 for 1, and only because Wukong thought he could 1v5.
That's the mentality that throws games, but in this case, he had a really stupid decision turn right just because of how big the gold lead was.
What do you think purple team's thinking right now?
GG, can we surrender now? See, look, they even just did a surrender vote.
And it failed.
Yeah, because, it's ranked, so we can't surrender even games that are obviously going to be lost. Like, I've always been of the opinion never surrender, but then there's those games that there's just no plausible way for you to win without... I would consider it one of those games. I mean, it is a solo queue game, so I use that very loosely. Because, I mean, we've all had that game where it was like 1 to 17 or something obnoxious. The other team throws and suddenly you win. It happens. But
It does.
it's...
14k gold lead, and they're making it very hard to lose a team fight just by sheer gold lead alone.
Yeah, like even Bronze 5 at this point could win this game.
Bold statements from Vaughn. Calling out the Bronze 5 players out there.
Oh, the disrespect! Ouch! Udyr's telling them how it is. To quote the Trick 2G, you messing with the deer, the god deer.
So many Trick 2G players trying to emulate what you do, and it's really successful at this middle of the road elo. No offense to any of these players, but the silver gold elo, like the Trick 2G farm heavy style, it really just makes it to where you are just so strong come mid game, even though you did absolutely nothing for your team.
And we do mean nothing.
We saw purple team just because Udyr wanted to jungle. Blue team almost threw their lead just because the Udyr wanted to keep farming. But I mean, I guess he heard me getting on his ass and decided to help.
Yeah, we got our first fan, I guess.
What's that?
We got our first fan, I guess. This is Udyr. He's listening to us and whatnot.
So let's take stock of where the game is right now. Though the purple team middle inhibitor is totally down. Super minions flooding in. Blue team, 2 people pushing bottom. Nami warding up that bottom blue side general just to catch purple team in any rotation they would make to try and defend that tower.
Oh, and this right here is game. That move right there, killing the Jace, game. Because they're just going to dive, no fucks given, give me your babies so I can make them my firstborn sacrifice. Oh, the net kill, no fucks given.
How many net kills do you see a game?
Not very often. Look at this Wukong, like not a care in the world. Oh, and then Ezreal flashes away when Irelia was going to block the bullet. Can Irelia 1v5? That is the question that needs to be answered right now.
2 inhibitors down, 30 minutes in the game, almost a 20k gold lead. This is all but over.
And honestly, this should have been over on that previous ace after Baron. They should have immediately pushed for a second inhibitor, then gone back and buy, before coming and just ending the game. Like, there was no other way to end it. But instead, they want to prolong the game and risk a possible throw. Who does that? Oh, I know. Solo queue.
Alright, Vaughn, both Nix's towers are down. This is GG for blue team.
Oh,
What a song.
the Udyr Ghost disrespect while dancing. Don't forget the dancing part. Alright, well, that was a pretty fun game to watch. If you were a fan of that blue team, if you were a fan of that purple team, I'm sorry. Go kill yourself.
No. Purple Team made a really good comeback attempt. They were down about 6k gold early, which early is a huge advantage. The Purple Team managed to team fight their way back in due to just superior rotations and out team fighting, but just like I said before, even though Blue Team probably felt like they threw their lead, they still had a 3 or 4k gold lead. It wasn't thrown yet, and they just proved it.
Yeah, and that 3 or 4K gold lead was even bigger off the fact that it was in the right hands. It was Ari with 5 kills. It was Caitlyn with, I believe, 5 kills at the time. It wasn't spread out like Purple Team's gold.
That was a great point you made at the time. You called it. That when the kills were 10 apiece, Purple Team had 4 kills on their support, and Blue Team, I think, had maybe 1. You know, it was a very good point, and that turned out to be the difference.
Like, at the end of the day, Blue Team won. Purple Team pouted. They grabbed their toys. They went home, and they didn't even get a second place medal, because if you're not first place, you're last.
Ricky Bobby.
You know what they say? Second place is the first loser.
True.
Looking at that damage done, just the sheer difference in presence in team fights. Ari with that 30k.
That is huge.
Caitlyn with 22k. Third place being Ezreal with 16k. The 80 carries had a 6k difference. 6k.
Hey, we should do my friend Tim's game. It's gonna be a little bit higher elo.
Oh, is he already in the game?
No, he just logged on.
Oh, alright. Well, we'll be taking a short break, guys. Give us about 5-6 minutes, and we'll be shoutcasting a game of someone in Platinum 2. Hopefully, we won't see any Trick 2G Udyrs. But, you know, hope in one hand, shit in the other. Which one fills up first?
Not bad for our first